Thor, the god of thunder, the first god we see participate in Ragnarok. And very fitting too, because Ragnarok, obviously, the story of Ragnarok from Norse mythology, is Thor's the first one to come in. So, again, very, very cool on that. I like that a lot. And also a very, very interesting design. And he's also got that the red hair, which is actually very accurate to the actual mythology because Thor had red hair. So again, that's pretty cool there. He didn't have the beard or anything, but hey, still looks pretty good. Am I right? Character design. And here I'm going to throw up some early designs of Thor here. Very interesting. I like our final product that we got, our final character design. I gotta say. So yeah, let's just jump right into Thor's character. All right. Okay, so yeah, Thor. Holy cow, dude! Okay. First of all, just go by the aesthetics of that hammer. Holy freak, Mjolnir in this series, interesting. I gotta say, I mean, it's very anime. Am I right, guys? But yeah, when it comes to Thor and his personality, it's very, very similar to Lubu, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just Thor is the god version of Lubu, essentially, where he was just a god that's just too strong that no one ever really stood a chance against him. In fact, with the Mjolnir, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. But the Mjolnir, when we got what was it 66, right? Attacked Asgard, and they were just decimating all the archangels, annihilating them. And when Thor finally decided to go out and participate in the fight, they were nothing. The Mjolnir, they stood zero chance. He soloed all of them, and like the moment he struck down the first one, we first see him do that swing, and that giant just split into pieces. It was nothing to Thor. It was like, yeah, these guys are all gonna die so easily, and Thor slaughtered all of them, and it was not even enough to wake his hammer. I gotta say, for Thor, it didn't even wake his hammer like it did when he fought with Lubu. So again, that's pretty good feat for Lubu. I gotta say for sure. But yeah, Thor he's just too strong. He's an incredible. I would say like probably a very very incredible tank fighter of all the gods. Not the best strongest. I would say probably Zeus is more tanky for sure. But yeah, Thor again very cool. I gotta say I'm fanboying out because I do like Norse mythology. I like Thor. He's so freaking cool. But yeah, the first time we actually see Thor is actually he makes well, actually similar to the anime manga, except in the anime, they don't kill Thor doesn't kill the incubus like he does in the manga, or some incubus is hitting on Berhilde, and Thor just kills him. And Thor's like, "What are you plotting, Berhilde?" And Berhilde's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And Thor's like, "Well, you better make it worth my while, or I'm gonna kill you." But now in the anime, that doesn't happen. That conversation, which is very unfortunate. Always see Thor, which I don't like that they did this in the anime, where Thor is just sitting on the chair, and then he teleports into the arena. And I just didn't like that. I thought that was come on, Thor. I know this is a different story with Thor, but come on, teleport. It'd be cooler if it was just like in the manga, right? If he just walked out, just threw his robe off as he just entered into the arena carrying the hammer. I think that would have been the way cooler. Than I get it, rule cool, but I think it's cooler of him just striding into the arena. I'd say for sure. Then when Thor and Lubu, just like I said in my Lubu video, when Heimdall announces the fight to start, both of them are just standing there, just watching each other, and then eventually just both start walking towards each other because, as I said before, they don't take each other seriously whatsoever. They both think they're going to take their opponent down easily because, again, any opponent they've ever fought in the past just went down with a single strike. So what can the greatest of their opponents of their respective races really do, right? I mean, I get from the both of their mindsets on this, and when them two finally, when Lubu does a strike and Thor blocks, and Lubu realizes, okay, I see, he keep adds a little umph to it and pushes Thor back, which surprises Thor, and Lubu's like, okay, this is getting interesting. Then we see Thor again does the signature thing where he gets his hammer. It looks like he's about to fall back. He does it, of course, and he throws it, and it starts hurling. It looks like he's gonna hit the audience, and of course it does. It just comes right back because Thor's gonna use the momentum and his strength combined to smash it around Lubu. But Lubu, as he goes there, he blocks it and it parries and slashes Thor, and the humans get the first strike in Ragnarok, where the humans actually make the gods bleed, which actually surprises Thor significantly. I gotta say, as he just realized, oh, oh dang, But of course, it's not a fatal wound. It's just a massive scratch on him. And I do hope later on we see him shirtless. Yeah, ladies, that he has a scar because I think that'd be pretty cool. And then them two finally decide to go out, go fighting each other. But of course, Lubu has the upper hand in the early rounds of this fight because Thor, of course, Mjolnir has to wake up. He can't. He needs the gloves. The gloves he's wearing. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that name. I'm so sorry, but the glove that he wears, interesting to take because as they said in the story of in the actual anime manga that they think that he uses the gloves, to help him, strengthen like kind of like an actual legend. But no, it's actually a handicap for Thor, actually to prevent him from, wielding Mjolnir too hard and destroying and killing Mjolnir, So again, very, very cool, I gotta say. Very interesting take. And we first see him use a fight against Lubu. Lubu actually destroys one of them because Thor in the beginning of the fight was able to use those gloves to parry, but Lubu was just being too strong, breaks it, and Thor drops the hammer. He's unable to. Well, he could, but he destroy it. But then Lubu just does not capitalize on that. It's just very, very unfortunate, and gives Thor's hammer Mjolnir enough time to wake up. And when it finally wakes up, Thor's like, "All right, now wake up, sleepyhead. It's time to get going." He rips off the glove, and of course that classic anime when it hits the ground, it just sinks in, and then he picks up the hammer. And Lubu's like, "All right, yeah, this is it here now." And of course, we know what happens. They both just come at each other, and yeah, it doesn't really go that well whatsoever for Lubu. Lubu's legs break. Um, yeah, Lubu's on the back end, and then that's when Lubu's horse Red Hair comes in. They both get on it, and Thor's more than happy to oblige because that's when Lubu's gonna use the strongest attack, a Sky Eater, and then they both go at it as Thor uses Thor's hammer. We get this cool shot in the manga, especially where Thor's just gonna well down right on Lubu. Boom! They hit so hard. Of course, Lubu's arms get destroyed. And again, Lubu's not quitting. He continues on the assault, and right there, Lubu gave his worst smile, and Thor gave him his best smile as they both just smiled at each other. They clashed, and then boom! Right there, Thor just or not even slashes, like smashes Lubu's head off. And yeah, that's the end of Lubu, and Thor is victorious, the first god to be, victorious in Ragnarok. And then we get Lubu's men actually charging Thor because they can't see a world where they're not serving Lubu. They attack Thor, and Thor's more than happy to give him a good warrior's death in the name of Lubu. And he killed them all with one hit. And then that's really it. Then we see Thor just leaving the tournament. And then next time we see him, he's back in Asgard watching the fight in the screen, and I found that very interesting. I wish he was at the arena watching, but Thor's gonna do his thing, right? Because he already participated. His job's done. He might as well just leave, right? All right, but come on, I wish you were there, Thor, watching. And the next time we see Thor, he's actually watching. We see his reaction to the Buddha betraying the other gods, and Thor just has a big smirk on his face, and very interesting, I gotta say. Because what I took from that is, well, you actually could tell when he fought with Lubu that Thor, like many other gods we see in Ragnarok, actually take a liking to the humans, and Thor does, especially when Lubu gave him a match, a match that he's always wanted. As the narration even says, these two could have been rivals if they're both born of the same race, at the same time. So again, very good stuff there with Lubu. Again, not very complicated, but very good. As I said with Lubu, cliche, but cliche done very, very well. I gotta say for Thor, with being that character just being again too strong, and no one can match him, but he finally meets his match. And what can I say? Lubu and Thor again, match made in heaven with these two fights. And then next time we see Thor, he's observing the seventh round, and we see a shocked look on his face when we see him surprised when Hades loses, which I'm not gonna lie, were we all surprised? I will admit, I thought Hades was gonna win. I like Shinji Han, but we all thought Hades was gonna win, and then when Hades lost, we actually see Thor's reaction to that, and that's actually the last time we see Thor in the manga. So Hopefully, we see more of him in the future. I very very want to because again, very interesting character. Um, not super deep whatsoever. Let's be real here, but Thor, the way he was depicted, he is very very serviceable and very good. I'd say for having the first god to fight in Ragnarok, not just for the namesake, but for a god that's very very recognizable to many people, especially Western audiences. Know Thor. They know who Thor is, so especially from the Marvel movies for sure. We know who Thor is, and just seeing him fight, the first as a god, fighting in the first tournament or round, very cool to see that. I gotta say, and yeah, let's talk a little bit more about Thor's personality. As I said before, he's someone that's always been constantly bored. Even when you fought the Yonmir, the ice giants, he easily dispatched them. He was just so bored from it, just from the strike of one of them, and just as the blood just rained down on him and just hitting his hammer, just sizzling. And he just, as soon as he just finished the fight, he was just on top of one of their heads, just holding his hammer, just bored. Again, very contrast with Lubu, where Lubu was just so bored he eventually just surrendered to his enemy and just let them kill him. Thor was just an existence of like, well, this is all sheer boredom. He was just an existence of boredom. That's why when he entered the arena and fought Lubu when they were both approaching each other, no words were said. It was just okay, yeah, this guy's gonna go down so easily. And when he finally realized, nah, it's not gonna go down that easy. And when Lubu said, "Yeah, don't die on me," that one scene where Lubu said, "Yeah, you better not die on me," when he's about to use the strongest attack, Sky Eater, and Thor just gives a big old smile, like, "Okay, yeah, this. I am happy." And them two just earned each other's respect. They're so freaking good, and again, Thor and Lubu, not very complicated characters, but again, very, very interesting. And I would definitely say the cliche of a character being too strong, done extremely well, I gotta say. And again, not too. This video ain't gonna be that long. Just I'm talking about Thor, and I just want to talk about Thor because again, Thor is freaking cool, right? And if I'm gonna rate him as a character, I'm gonna give him the same rating as Lubu, 7 out of 10. Again, not bad whatsoever. But when you compare them to other gods and their motivations and other humans and their motivations, yeah, Thor and Lubu just don't really compare to them. They're not bad, but compared to them, yeah, they don't really compare. So yeah, that concludes my Thor little talk. But okay, what's your guys' favorite and least favorite moment of a Thor? I know there ain't really that much, right? But my favorite let's go. Least favorite moment. There really There really isn't. There really isn't. If I had to pick one, boy, because he doesn't nothing he does like is okay. Him leaving Valhalla and going to Asgard to watch the tournament. I wish he was there. I wish he was actually there. That's literally all I got, guys. And my favorite moment is him and Lubu, when Lubu doing his Sky Eater and Thor doing Thor's Hammer Strike, and them just hitting each other. Just a very very cool moment there, and yeah, I like that a lot. And also the probably close second I'd say is when Lubu's charging Thor, and Thor, just he's gonna give Lubu a great death and just splash his head off. So yeah, that concludes my Thor review. Let me know what your guys' favorite and least favorite moments are. I'll be very interested if they're different from mine. But yeah, Thor, again, great character, but compared to others, I mean, yeah. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Take care. Later.